Alright, this is what you didn't know. All light bulbs, not the regular filament bulbs, but all LED CFLs as they call them, and all LED bulbs have a very big chance of flickering. It's not about the money, not about how much you spend. It's about how much the manufacturer cares to hold it steady, so we can get a better picture. So it's really about how much the manufacturer cares about their product. Because when you deal with television and radio, so when you do television and radio like I have, since you're like 18, telling my age, but radio and television, especially television, and especially movies, you have to be very careful with lights and video. And you remember back in the days, sometimes you would see people with video cameras or camera phones, and like I'm shooting on, and you would really see some bad flickering on certain light bulbs. So they got better at that, so it's not quite as bad. But here's the thing, even though you can't physically perceive it, your eyes can actually see flicker. And let's just put it to you this way, your brain can see flicker. It can react to flicker. Just because you only see a certain amount doesn't mean that light entering your eyes. So here's the deal. About 15 years ago, I had a very bad situation. I had a fever of 103. I went to the hospital and I had a very bad stroke in a very bad place. It was 9 millimeters, and I know we're inches, so you basically could say 10 millimeters is half an inch. So half an inch right here. I'm right-handed, so you get center of my visual cortex. I lost all of this vision, this vision, this vision, and this vision, meaning that I basically had tunnel vision for a year, but I had some very good doctors and they helped me heal. This is what happened. So after I healed from that very bad stroke, I got my vision back. And the most beautiful thing about your brain is that it has an amazing ability to heal itself. And after a year of therapy and certain medications, thank goodness for legislators who decided to approve medications for off-label use, because they saved my life. And within a year, there was an event. I don't want to describe it, but my vision did. And all of this came back. It was as if somebody had turned on lights in my peripheral. And it was great. Until this happened. So here's the last cliffhanger. Last story, last part of the story. Having that stroke did have side effects because your brain isn't perfect when it puts itself back together. Even when it does, the connections are not perfect. So I started having visual smears, which means that I moved my hand in front of my face and I would have like things happen on a bunch of my fingers would come across my face. You know, like basically visual disturbances is what they call them. And one night I was sitting in my bedroom and all of a sudden I felt extremely nauseous. Went to the bathroom, didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I felt like I was intoxicated. The room started spinning. And for 5 years, I suffered until I learned this. Okay, here comes the part where everything makes sense. So I found out that when you have those types of strokes, it's just as bad as people who are really sensitive to flickering off and on lights, like strobe lights. Blink, 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 blink. It affects more of us than people who have actual brain damage. So do understand that this happens and can happen to anybody, and it is very dangerous. And if you have flickering light bulbs, it can make you sick, it can make you nauseous, it can make your stomach turn, it can make you wipe out, feel like you have no energy, not want to eat, and just outright miserable. So the brighter the light, the worse the effect. So this is what we're going to do. Hopefully this video is about the same brightness. Something kind of weird happened, but we got it taken together. It's going to be a jump cut because I'm going to flip over to show you what I'm going to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and do this. You're going to see my hands and the bulbs, and you're going to see some results, and it's going to be pretty interesting. It'll be through this program that actually can show the flicker, because I don't have a way, unless I super slow the video down. So it'll probably be like a screen record, screen grab, so that we can get the best quality. And you should be able to get an idea of when you should just get rid of the bulb if it's not good from the get-go, and return it, and what can happen to bulbs that seem to be pretty good.